You can't catch me. I'm like a ratty across the whole lot of YouTube. Mind you, I've had a great time going live on Tango. Tango, wow. Honestly, people seem to think that YouTube is the only thing to go live on. No, there were loads, literally dozens. Okay, maybe exaggerating, but you know what I mean. There are more than 3, put it that way. There are more than YouTube and Facebook and all the other ones to go live on. And I've had a great night on Tango. Nice to touch my nipples. Anyway, yeah. So I'd just like to say good night, sweet dreams, and good morning. In case I don't see you in the morning. But it's fun going live, isn't it? It's fun. Love it. I should go live more often, really. But what's the incentive? At least on Tango, I made some money. Yeah. I'm rich. I tell you. I made loads of donga. Donga, mate. Oh, fuck you. You are the pedo. It's all about projecting. You are the pedo. And I'll tell you, if you ever did come to my house, it won't be nice. Wow, yes. Merch. Oh, fuck you, you pedo. And I'm not talking about you, Justin. I'm talking about the other pedo. You may not be in the fucking thing. Pedo. AJ Lashbrook is a pedo. And I'll do that on the basis of projecting. And not only is a pedo, he raps his dog. And I won't even get to started what. Anyway, look, you're just such an unwanted. I was having a bit of laugh there. And then you come in and you say that horrible stuff. Honestly. Oh, fuck you, you prick. Honestly, I just really cannot stand you. Really cannot stand you. You make the world a worse place to be in. There was me just having a bit of a laugh, and you had to come in and say, hi, pedo. Projecting yourself. Pedo. Honestly. Yeah, oh, the weirdo chat blocked me. What a coward, yes. So he blocks. I'm talking about AJ Lashbrook now, the pedo. Blocks, everybody else. And I no doubt, honestly, I'm just so sick and deaf of these disruptors. That's what they are. They're nasty disruptors. Look at me. I'm all wound up now because it's not nice being called a pedo, is it? It's not nice being called a pedo. Honestly, these people, 5 people already. They love a bit of drama, don't they? Hey? Love a bit of drama. Love a bit of AJ. The pedo comes in. First thing he says, hi, pedo. Honestly. Adam of the family Lucifer. Yeah, I mean, what a weirdo. Who does that except weirdo pedos go around calling themselves Lucifer and think it's a good idea? You know what I mean? Honestly, such total and utter weirdness. And they stand on the moral higher ground trying to demonstrate their virtue over everyone else. Honestly, that guy, if he ever did come to my house, I will not tell you in public what will happen. Okay? Because, he's such a crybaby, he'll go running to Sussex Police. Oh, Matt Taylor's threatening me. But I tell you now, if that satanic Luciferian pedo ever knocks on my door, something will happen which I'm not going to mention in public. Okay? Because that guy is just on another level. He really is on another level. But anyway, look, I was just going to say goodbye, but now I've got 7 people watching. Do you want me to go and get my nail clippers and I can do my nails live on YouTube? Now, that'll be content. That would be content. Or would you like me to read a bit more of the book? Oh, you want me to read a bit more of the book, don't you? Yeah. Well, I'm reading this at the moment. I was just going to go upstairs and read my Stephen King fairy tale. I walked slowly back to Dora's house of the shoes, hardly aware of the decline in the daylight. Anyway, I better go upstairs. I need to get my glasses on and read by nightlight. And what I'm doing, what I really find helpful, is not having any screen time for at least an hour before bed. Honestly, it's doing wonders. No screen time an hour before bed. And I've got some other little things I'm doing. All to better my life, you know what I mean? Make sure you get the merch. Make sure you get the merch. Oh, I've had a great time on Tango tonight. Oh, it was lovely. You won't find me though. No, you don't know what my username is. It was given to me. It's quite a little cute one, actually. It's a cute little username. Yeah, I've lost a viewer, which I hope that is AJ Lashbrook, the pedo. Honestly, there's certain people who are not welcome on my platform, and he's one of them. I've been tangoed. Yes, I've been tangoed by the Luciferian pedo. Honestly, and I'm using the logic that of projection. A lot of these people who come on and project what they are themselves onto others, and it's for that reason alone I'm calling AJ Lashbrook a pedo. Honestly, what a nasty individual. Honestly, I'm being honest. I'm talking honestly to you, from my heart to yours. Do you like the t-shirt? So, I mean, horrible person, absolutely horrible person. And I mean, I've got loads to say on it. Oh God, look at that. He's back. He's back with another account. What a weirdo. Honestly, what a weirdo. Such a misinformation agent as well. But I suppose, oh, remember the times when I had honestly, what a weirdo. Honestly. Talk about ruining the night. If anyone can tango the atmosphere, the mood, it's AJ, the pedo, Lashbrook. You know what I mean? If anyone can tango the mood, it's him. What a vile, absolute. Well, I'm happy to stay here and just do a lambastion. I know I'm making words up as I go along, but I'm happy to sit here and just kind of tell you what a stinker, what an absolutely vile stench that man leaves. Honestly, Adam of the family Lucifer never got over Kaylee rejecting him and chose Jake and Adam. Well, she chose Jake, and Adam can't get over it. So true. And of course, Dad on welfare, he knows all about it. Justin, my mate, knows all about it. He's an expert, don't you know, on the comings and goings of YouTube. He tells me what's going down. He does. He always keeps me informed. He goes, guess what's happening now? Bish, bash, bosh, and all that dosh. No, but honestly, I'm being genuine, There are certain individuals on this platform who just stink. Their stench is rancid. Their stench is so rancid, no one wants them about. But of course, you have to put yourselves into their position. It's not very nice being unwanted. You know what I mean? Being viewed of as a rancid stench. And so, as an empath, hands up, call me an empath if you want. As an empath, I'm really put into a difficult position because you know, a rancid stench is a rancid stench. You can't gloss over it with no matter how much cheap toilet perfume you splash on it. Okay, now regardless of the brute, it doesn't hide that rancid stench of AJ the pedo Lashbrook. And I do feel for him. I do feel because evidently he spent his whole life being rejected by the collective. You can imagine him turning up at school parties, knocking on a door, and the person opens it and says, "Oi, you weren't invited because you give off a rancid stench." And him going, "Well, I don't care. I want to come in anyway." And that's exactly what's happening here. He's an unwanted individual who hangs around like a rancid stench. And what can we do with these people? There's nothing you really can do. And it's such a shame. Because I was having a bit of a laugh then, I was going across all my channels. I've got 7 channels. A bit different to the 127 channels that these freakoids have. You know what I mean? But I love using my channels, and that's why I urge you all to subscribe to all my channels to get the best experience of the Matt Taylor TV world, to the world of Matt Taylor TV. It's best to subscribe to all of it because you never know when I'm going to be going live. Bam, bam. Spreading the risk, really. It's all about spreading the risk, because what we're dealing with here, not only are they rancid stenches, they'll come on, say something nasty to get a reaction, and then they'll use that reaction against you. Say, "Oh, look how he behaves." I mean, they don't tell anyone that the first comment was "hello, a pedo." So it's okay for him to call me a pedo, but when I call it back to him, he goes crying to Headmaster. "Oh, Sussex Plains, he's calling me a pedo." It's such a shame. But we do live in that kind of environment in which these people are free to operate. Oh, here we go. God. What? Oh, and I'm just bored of it. I'm just bored. I'm bored of the absolute dross. No, okay. I'm bored of the stench. The stench is just like, oh, man. You know what I mean? It's just like, whoa, what's that stench? Oh, of course it is. It's Adam the pedo Lashbrook of the Lucifer family, as Justin says in the chat. Adam is triggered. Stop crying, Adam. They can't stand. That's the thing with these YouTube trolls. They cannot stand the tables turned. Oh, it gets under their skin. It does. It's like an itch. It's like an eczema. They can't stand it. But it doesn't stop me laughing, and it doesn't stop me enjoying life. Because I tell you, from me to you, to you to me, I choose not to lay into Adam because I've got so much material, man. Honestly, I kid you not. I've got so much material. I've got so much to lay into him. But I choose not to because he can't handle it. He cannot handle what I have to say about him. And I choose not to say it because He just won't be able to handle it. Honestly, it will destroy him. It would destroy AJ Pedo Lashbrook of the Lucifer family if I was to tell you everything I had on the guy. 8 convictions, but that's neither here nor there. That's one of his own quotes. He's got 8 convictions, but as he said all himself, that's neither here nor there. 8. His dog jumped up to his fist repeatedly. So he never hit his dog. No. His dog jumped up repeatedly and hit his fist. That's the kind of mentality we have when we're dealing with these individuals. Okay, I'll come out and say it. They are bloody mad. They're like do-dally, insane. Well, you have to be. You have to be using the name Lucifer. I mean, what kind of weirdo degenerate goes around calling himself Lucifer? Well, 8 convictions that we know of. His exact quote was 8 convictions, but that's neither here nor there. That's a quote that I heard with my own ears. Hello, Lenny. Welcome. Oh, Lenny, guess what, mate? I was having a right laugh, but I got detracted or distracted or derailed by, the fucking pedo. Honestly. I was having a bit of a laugh, right, Lenny? I was having a bit of a banter. Having a little banter. I was saying goodnight, sweet dreams, good morning, you know. And I was having a little banter, Lenny. I was having a little bit of banter. And then guess what? The first comment comes in, hello, pedo. I was like, well, obviously you're not talking to me because I'm not like that. You know what I mean? But he must be, because it's all about projecting, Lenny. It's all about projecting. Adam boasting about his 8 convictions, but that's neither here nor there. Yes. Oh, yeah, and that was what I was going to say. Thank you for listening, Lenny. Thank you for listening. Now, listen. If I heard it, and if I clipped it, other people heard it too. And I'm pretty sure he said it on Taffy's live. I could be wrong. I could be mistaken. But I'm pretty sure I heard it on Taffy's live. So I heard it, I clipped it, and I wrote it down as a quote. I got 8 convictions, but that's neither here nor there. Calling everyone a pedo, I know, honestly. Lenny, it's just like, fucking hell, you know. Get a life. But obviously we know they can't get a life because they're lost souls. They are lost souls. And as an empath, it breaks my heart that there are so many lost souls floating around in the ether. Adam is disabled, Matt. He can't even walk to your home. Good point. Now, I wouldn't say this in the public, you know, but I won't say this in the public. You understand what I'm saying? I won't say this in the public. But it needs to be discussed as to why Sabina left hospital prematurely. I'm not saying anything. I'd rather read what Lenny has to say. But why did she leave hospital prematurely? Bringing back morphine with her. Who else has morphine in that relationship? Let's see what Lenny has to say. Lenny says, Matt, I see Lidl are selling a Yamaha PSR F52 keyboard. Budget Black Friday, son. Do you know, I was down. Oh, well, I wasn't in Lidl. I was in Aldi. So are you going to buy that then, yeah? Yeah. Oh yeah, I've got a lovely little keyboard. I have knocking about. Do you know what I'm looking forward to? Painting my front room. I'm gonna get rid of all this shit, man. It's time to. Oh please, no one cares. I'm just hiding Lashbrook. No one cares. I don't care about you. I don't care, Lashbrook, you weirdo. I don't care, Lashbrook. You're fucking Lashbrook goes, I can park my car outside Matthew's front door in front of Matthew's crappy Corolla. Look, fucking hell. Weirdo. I don't care. You're not welcome. I'm not going to say in public what will happen if you knock on my door because you won't be able to handle it. You're not welcome. You're a smelly stench. And I'm being nice there. You're a rancid stench. And while my heart does break for you, I suggest you just fucking fuck off. You know? Yes, Lenny, that's right. You got that right, Lenny. You got that right. I suggest you F off because there's enough people out there who like tolerate your rancid stench. But not here. Man, not here. You're not welcome. You're not a welcome individual. Okay, I don't like you. In fact, I've got really negative feelings towards you. I've got really negative feelings. I don't want to say it, but you're just not welcome, man. In fact, I don't even see you as a man. And the only good thing, I suppose, is that I get to block all your sock puppet accounts. But mind you, we haven't even made a dent yet, have we? We haven't even made a dent. What a weirdo. What a weirdo. What will happen is you will need feeding through a straw. Wow. Amazing. It's amazing, isn't it? They can send their threats around whenever they want. Oh, honestly. Oh. That's what you want, though, isn't it? You want me to get wound up. You want me to get angry. You want me to make a idiot of myself, screaming and raging at your nasty comments. But there you go. Lots of people online are cowards in the real world. Yes. Yeah. Matthew, have you watched the Boy Bands Forever documentary by Louis Theroux? Louis Theroux, even 150 a week for 140 a week for working for E17 back in the day, and your choice and your chicks for free. Yeah, that's a famous line from Dire Straits, isn't it? Get your money for nothing and your chicks for free. No, Lenny, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, but of course I've heard Brian. I've heard Brian talk about it. Who wants a vacuum cleaner? Who wants a Draper vacuum cleaner? Go in. I've got one. 12 volts. I've got one. Who wants a 3-in-1 super base? I've got a 3-in-1 super base. You can have it for a bargain. And I've also got Clark welding electrodes. Going cheap. So if anyone's out there who's after a Draper 12-volt vacuum cleaner, get in touch. If you want a super bass even, I don't know where the bass comes from. I'm not selling you any fish. If anyone wants a super bass 3-in-1 thingy bob, don't know what it is, you can have it. Mate's price. And if anyone's out there looking for some Clark welding electrodes, electrodes, one or the other, give me a shout. I'll sort you out. So, Lenny, Brian wouldn't go on it. Right, we're talking about Brian Harvey. So Brian Harvey wouldn't go on Louis Theroux's documentary about boy bands. And I did hear from Brian that Louis Theroux sent him a check for about £250 plus. Could have even been £255. £255. And Brian Harvey went, that's fuck off. Words to that effect. And I heard, forgive me if I'm wrong, I heard he tore it up. Yeah, I heard he tore up a check for £255. I mean, really, who would tear up a check for £255? That's a lot of donga, man. That's a lot of money. Mind you, I think I made that in Tango tonight. No, it's a lot of money, though. It's a lot of money. I was shocked. I was shocked, I tell you, when I heard that. Fucking hell. But yeah, like Lenny's saying, £150 back in the day. What? 150 quid? But mind you, he had all the chicks he wanted. I suppose he had to rear them from the eggs, but I don't know. All the chicks, loads of sex. Is that really good, though? Is having loads of sex really good? Is it? I don't know myself. I haven't had loads of sex. You know, I'm a fucking Puritan, mate. So, oh yeah, Paula Mann. I haven't caught up with Paula Mann yet. I wanted to read some of his watch even. Read, watch, or catch. Third time lucky. I wouldn't mind catching up a bit of Paula Mann. Mind you, Paula Mann and me, not really best of mates. No, not really best of mates. Never met. Never met. Brian wouldn't go for it, says Lenny. He is waiting for Netflix to come knock on his door. Yes. Well, that's not a joke. That's not. I did hear something today, or did I watch it? One or the other. That he's like, no. But if Netflix are interested, I'm open for it. So who would like to see Brian Harvey on Netflix? I wouldn't mind. But do you know who else I thought who really could do with a documentary? Paul Cook. Paul Cook can do with a documentary. I really like his stuff. And talking about cooks, have you heard of that chef, Greg Wallace from MasterChef? Only been sacked, hasn't he? For historical sexual allegations. I mean, who can you rely on? And I'll tell you, there's one person you can rely on, right? Matt Baker. And Ben Fogle. There's two. There's lots of people out there. Matt Baker, Ben Fogle. You could plant your flag in their butts and say, these men are decent men. You know what I mean? They're decent. So there you go. Oh, so let's read the chat, shall we? Paula Mann on Netflix would be more authentic 1,000 times. That's what Lenny says. Now, what kind of story has Paula Mann got? What's his backstory? Or people who know him, Clifford or Cliff. Cliff even. You know, Paula Mann. Who's Paula Mann? Cliff. Talking about Cliff. You know Cliff. Paula Mann. It's Cliff. What kind of backstory has Cliff got? I don't know. I don't know what kind of backstory Cliff has got, but he's got one. And yes, maybe that will make a good documentary. I'm with you on that, Lenny. I'm with you on that. But in the same light, I think Paul Cook will make a good subject for a documentary. And funny enough, just coming to me, John Leonard Wilson. John Leonard Wilson. He's a astrophotographer, an astrophotographer, astrology stroke photography. He takes pictures of things that are way up in the sky, edge of space, or even in space. In fact, he's taken some pretty impressive pictures of the secret space program. Fascinating. And funny enough, when I joined the army, going into the kitchen, they had a poster of a spaceship. Yes. What was that all about? It's all psychological, mate. I reckon the British Army are in space because they had a fuck off big poster in the kitchen of a similar type craft that John Leonard Wilson takes a picture of. Honestly, there's more to this civilization than what we're led to believe. I think, you may know all this already, but we're just the end users, man. We're like the cattle. And of course, you don't explain to the cattle what's going off in the pantry. You know what I mean? Is that a good metaphor? You don't explain to the ants what's going on at CERN. Yeah? You get what I mean? So, Lenny says boy bands forever. 250 is better than the weekly wage in E17. Just saying. Good point, Lenny. That's why I was so shocked hearing that Brian Harvey tore up a check for £255. Whoa! I mean, that's principled, mate. That's principled. You know that Brian Harvey is with the likes of Matt Baker and Ben Fogle. You can stick a flag up their arse and say, these men are dependable. You know what I mean? There's no misogynistic hate speech in him. Oh, mind you. He did what he said about Sharon Gale. Let's move on to the chat. Matt, says Lenny, I speak to people and there's a genuine anger and alienation towards BBC and the Gary Lineker types. Really? Wow. I don't know who you're speaking to. Because to be fair, I don't speak to anyone about the BBC. In fact, to be fair, the only time I watch the BBC is when I'm up at my magical girlfriend's mansion. I get up early in the morning. It's a long story, right? Fucking hell, I'll tell you. The dog barks, right? When I go up there, it's like the dog thinks I'm his mate or something. Fucking hell. I only go up there to see my magical imaginary girlfriend, right? Fucking hell. But the dog fucking whinges in the morning, doesn't he? Gets on my right tits. So I gotta fucking go downstairs and keep the fucking dog company. When really all I want to be doing is having a fucking lazy morning in bed with my magical imaginary girlfriend. But no, the fucking dog's whinging. Does my fucking head in between you and me. Don't tell anyone. So anyway, I go down there and I watch Match of the Day. Remember the merch. Ooh. Love it. Who else likes a bit of the old? Maybe just me. Over to the chat. Lenny. Oh, this is Justin, by the way. Justin is identifiable as Dad on Welfare. He's Justin is father to a number of children from a number of women. Oh, did I just let a secret go there? No, I don't know. Lenny, I threw my TV away years ago. Don't miss it at all, son. There we go. Over to Lenny, who says £255. He could have got that little keyboard and bust around Walthamstow with that. Get out there gigging instead of complaining about Puddock. Right. Two things, Lenny. Now I know what you mean about keyboard, because I thought you meant a fucking computer keyboard. But what you mean then is a keyboard that makes noise. Right. So that's nice. So if anyone doesn't know, there's a Lidl's are selling some pretty decent keyboards under £225. But listen, Lenny is touching upon something which I've heard Brian Harvey talk about. Lenny's saying to the effect that Brian Harvey should go out there, busk. But that ain't what the Brian Harvey wants, isn't it? Mind you, he says he doesn't want to get back into the music, but he released the music when he was singing. Chestnuts on me. He's a beautiful voice. He has got a beautiful voice. Obviously, he has, because he was the lead singer in 2017, and they released some cracking, beautifully sung songs. But yes, it's up to Brian, though, isn't it? Ultimately, it's up to Brian. Brian knows what's best, but then again, does he? Do we all know what's best? We think we know what's best for ourselves, but sometimes what we think is best for ourselves could actually be the worst things for ourselves. You know what I mean? Over to the chat. Brian Harvey launched his YouTube comeback exclusively on MattTaylorTV. To be fair, that's true. To be fair, that's true. That is true. Thank you for reminding the audience. But then again, Justin should also admit to the audience that that night when I had Nikki Lee on, I think that could have been the same night, wasn't it, Justin? Justin's got something to say to everyone. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? On that same night, when I had the pleasure and the absolute honour of having Nikki Lee, Brian Harvey on my show, the comeback, guess what Justin was doing? Having a piss about. Trying. Well, not trying. I think he was succeeding. He was having a piss about showing off in front of Emily. Yes. Look what he says in there. Don't forget, I am paid to destroy your channel, Matt. Yeah, he's told me. He's admitted to it. He goes, yeah, that night when I had Nikki Lee on and Brian Harvey, he was fucking about impressing Emily. Over to Lenny, who says, John Hendy has hit back at Brian's outrageous telephone recordings, taping John without his knowledge and putting it up as a gotcha. Mate, this is touching upon what I just said about Brian Harvey thinks he's doing the right thing, but then again, is he? And listen, what's your opinion of this? Taping private conversations and then putting them up in a public domain. I don't think that's a good idea myself. I don't think it's a good idea. And then, carrying on saying that one of the band members has been rapped. It could be true. It could be true. Oh, and what I just want to do now, I just got to put a disclaimer on. I am only pranking you. I'm only kidding. What I have to say now, right? What I'm gonna say from now on is a prank and a joke. So don't take it seriously. I am joking with you. I am pranking with you. Okay? But what's wrong with a bit of murder? No, I'm only pranking with you. I gotta make that clear. I'm joking. I am joking. I'm pranking with you. But really, what is wrong with a bit of murder? I mean, who are we to deprive Simon Cowell of murdering someone. Who are you? Simon Cowell is a very well-known executive in a very successful record company. If he wants to murder someone, I say, who are we to criticize him? Who are we to stand in the way? Who are we to shop him to the police? You know what I mean? Oh, so apparently Lenny's made a good point. Let's go and read it. Lenny says, Matt, that's me, your host, Matt Taylor, broadcasting live from Brighton. Thank you for watching. Can you imagine if your head was stuck in 1994? Surely, as we all age, we have to accept things in the present. No one can redo the 90s. Yes, that is a good point. And to be fair, Brian PC touched upon this, you know, looking back, looking forward. And is it fair to say that Brian is stuck in the 1990s? Lenny's touching on it, and I think that is a fair comment. That's a fair appraisal of the situation, so to say. I too get the impression that Brian Harvey is stuck in the 90s. Every time he says, I was responsible for selling millions, 20 million records, that's going, you know, looking back, man. Looking back. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Over to Lenny, it says, John Hendy was understandably uptight at his betrayal, and he's bald as Yul Brynner. You know what I'm trying to say. So they're generally uptight as it is. Yes, the baldies are generally uptight, aren't they? John Hendy went back roofing after a successful stint as a dancer bass player in E17. Yeah. Look, everyone's moved on except Brian Harvey. And the reason why he hasn't moved on is because he was hurt, Lenny. He was hurt. And the pain is still felt. Hurt people hurt people. Stuck in the 90s, it's Groundhog Day meets Cat Weasel Matt. What's he saying? Want me a cat weasel? Yeah, but I know what you mean. Brian Harvey is hurt. He's hurt from that experience. Okay? And that's the reason why he's having such difficulty in moving forward. Oh, I've got a friend suggestion, Alice George. Let's move on. But I must say, Alice George did look very attractive. But listen, I can't be accepting all the friend suggestions of beautiful women. Come on, I've got to move on. Just like that, I can't be stuck in the 90s, right? When I was in my early 20s, getting my end away left, right, and centre. All the beautiful women, by the way. I always made that promise to myself, and I stuck to that promise. I only made love to the most beautiful women out there. Okay, I didn't have it off as much as everyone else because of that. But when I did have it off, it was with the most beautiful women. And that brings me satisfaction. So anyway, moving on about that. Adam Lashbrook. You mean Adam Pedo Lashbrook of the Lucifer family. Favorite pop star in the 90s was Kylie Minogue. Wow. And there's a joke there somewhere. Spinning around. Anyway, Pamela Anderson. Oh, great pair of knockers. To be fair. Great pair of knockers. And she's an intelligent woman as well. That's what I really found attractive about Pamela Anderson. Great pair of knockers and intelligent. So Pamela Anderson was big in the 90s too. But you don't see her on YouTube complaining about the Baywatch cast, do you? No. No, you don't. Wasn't Kylie more of an 80s pop star? I reckon both. I reckon 80s and 90s. And isn't she coming around again? Coming around. You know, what am I trying to think of? Complaining. Complain. Yeah, that was what I was going to say. I personally think, and what do you think, that Brian Harvey's had so many chances. He's had opportunities on opportunities on opportunities, which is great. So really, I personally, what the fuck are you moaning about, mate? You've had shitloads of opportunities. And I think Henry, I think Terry Hendy was talking about this, wasn't he? Brian, look, I could be wrong. I don't know. This is purely speculation. But from what I see, Brian Harvey's had shitloads of opportunity. More than me. But then rightly so, because he was the lead singer in a very successful E17 band. So obviously he'll have more opportunity than me. But he's had shitloads of opportunity. And I'm very happy for him. But I do feel as if he squandered shitloads of opportunity. And to be fair, it does turn me off when he keeps on fucking complaining about murder. And of course, I'm only pranking. I am pranking. I'm joking. Don't take me seriously. Take everything I'm about to say with a pinch of salt and a sniff of paprika and all that jazz. But who are we to deny Simon Cowell a murder? I mean, of course, it's not nice for the Payne family. I get that. But still, don't quote me on this. But I'd like to murder a few people. What? I didn't say a thing. I didn't say a thing. Anything I did just say, or anything that you thought I may have said, remember to take a pinch of salt and a snaff or dish. I don't know. A sniff of paprika. Over to the chat. Matt asked Lenny, do you think Michael Hutchence was murdered, suicide, or the other theory, strange wanking? Well, I think he was strange wanking. And that happened to a Conservative MP as well. And I knew a buddy in the army who used to have a wank with his gas mask on. Weird. And I think a certain individual, a well-known YouTuber, a mate of yours actually, Lenny, who lives up in Preston, I think he does it as well. And I don't know what the word is because I can't really pronounce words properly. But a lot of people wank while restricting their breathing. Hey, listen, mate, I get all my wanking done for me. No more. Let's move on. But yeah, weird. Yeah, so no, I mean, I know again, Brian Harvey has alluded that Michael Hutchence may have been murdered. He also alluded that George Michael was murdered, that Darius was murdered, and a few other people have been murdered. But listen, who are we to deny murder? I'm only joking, cranking. Don't take me seriously. I'm just like, trying to lighten the moment. I'm having a laugh. But I think we should all be allowed a bit of murder in our lives. It will certainly make me feel better. One person in particular in the chat today, I'd love to. You know what I mean? I'd love to, but and it'll be self-defense because he's already threatened to leave me. What will happen is you'll need feeding through a straw. That's the threat. That's the fucking threat, mate. Anyway, this is nice, isn't it? I wasn't expecting this. Brian Harvey saw Prince Andrew in the Red Room, Lenny. Yes, that's right. What's that picture, Gwen? He saw Mr. Blobby in the Red Room with a brass. The Preston pervert used a gas mask while wanking over Sharon Girl. What? Foreign girl. Pamela Anderson is lovely. Yeah, she is, isn't she? Such a nice person. I've never met her. I never will. Let's to be fair, to be fair, to be fair. Darius was murdered, says Lenny. By who and why? He wasn't famous anymore. And going back to what Brian Harvey says, because in the same vein as why the reason why Liam Payne was murdered, they know something. They saw something. They were about to say something. One of those three. They saw something. They know something. They were about to say something. That's why they were murdered. Bob Geldof hated Hutchins. He stole Paula Yates off him. There is a kind of like rumors, conspiracy theories, if you like. And I'm just saying this is pure speculation from what I've heard on the internet. Bob Geldof put a hit out on Michael Hutchins. I mean, I don't believe that for a moment. But to be serious, it's such a tragic chain of events, wasn't it? The Michael Hutchins suicide, or Michael Hutchins' tragic death. Because, of course, Paula Yates committed suicide as a direct result of Michael Hutchins' death. And then, of course, even more tragically, and it fills me with so much heartbreak, Paula Yates' daughter, I don't know what her name was. Was it Peaches? Did Peach Geldof commit suicide too? I could have got that wrong, hopefully, but either way, double whammy for poor Bob Geldof. Hutchins, says Lenny, stole Kylie off Jason Donovan. So plenty of washed up pop singers wanted to kill Hutchins. Did he really take her off Jason Donovan? Were they even a couple? All I know is that Michael Hutchins sexually liberated an otherwise inexperienced Kylie Minogue. And I say, between you and me, sexual liberation is fantastic. I'm all for it. You know, if all those women out there haven't had an orgasm, mate, wait until you do. It is fantastic. And in the name of orgasms, I say sexual liberation is good and healthy. So, I mean, really, was Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan even an item? I know they were on Neighbours, but come on, were they? Justin says, Lenny son, I heard Emu strangled Rod Hull over a contract dispute. Apparently, Rod wanted to go solo. That reminds me of one of a Brian PC joke. Fair enough. To be fair. Lenny says, Matt, why did INXS play Live Aid? Just saying. Did they? I don't remember them doing it. Why did INXS play Live Aid? Did they? I don't remember saying it. I could have said that before. Sorry. INXS didn't. They didn't play Wembley, but did a gig in Australia for Live Aid. Well, that goes to show they were in Australia at the time, weren't they? And of course, remember, a penny for a point, or a point for a penny. Who was, and it's such an easy one, who was the pop star who performed during Live Aid in America and the UK? Easy one. Everyone should know this one. I'll give you 5 minutes. Who was the pop star who played across the pond, so to say, in both the UK and America? Easy one. Pity Kylie Minogue didn't do Live Aid. She wasn't famous in 1985. Was it really 1985? Yeah. Sexually liberating Kylie Minogue would be a hard gig to say, I'd say, in 1989. Well, honestly, mate, Lenny, it all depends on where on where to touch. Those erogenous zones, mate, honestly, it's easy, really, when you know how, when you know where. I'd like to, I used to have genuine fantasies, right? This is terrible, but it's true. I used to have genuine fantasies that I could be Lady Diana's secret lover. Yeah, I know. I was like, yeah, that could be me. That could be me. I'd meet her and then we'll start an illicit affair and I'll be the best lover she ever had. Never happened, funny enough. Sexually liberating Minogue would be a hard gig, I'd say. Well, yeah, Lenny, you need to know what to, if you know what you're doing, it's just a hard gig. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mate, if you know what you're doing, it's easy. Lenny says, Princess Diana, another person who people claim were murdered. Yes. And of course, there was that famous handwritten note saying that she believed her husband, the now King Charles III, was planning to kill her. But that could all be a red herring because not many people know this, but there's a guy out there called Chris Spivey. Chris Spivey thinks the whole thing was a manufactured story. Yeah. Chris Spivey, literally, he's written a book on it called The Night of the Living Dead. And he puts forward what's the word? A hypothesis. I got that wrong. You know what I mean? A theory. Hypothesis. I'm sorry, I'm useless. I'm useless at pronouncing difficult words, aren't I? But he's put forward a theory implying that Princess Diana was just a manufactured persona. Just like Meghan Markle. But anyway, Chris Spivey is way out there, and I am looking forward to his next article. It hasn't come. Jason Donovan preferred the B side, didn't he, Lenny? The B side. There you go. Hey, listen. I'm going to go up to bed. I'm going to read a bit of Fairy Tale by Stephen King. Really good book. Really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. Thanks ever so much, everyone. We'll wrap it up at an hour. This is nice, isn't it? It's been nice. A big shout out to the contributors in the chat, Lenny and Justin. Thank you. I know a lot of people watched, didn't comment. Shame on you. This isn't TV, this is interactive. We've got scope to engage. And I only ask that if I go live, people watching will engage with me. That's all I'm asking of you. And of course, I don't expect to be called a pedo. Stephen King, have you read any of his brother's books? Wayne King? No, I'm not aware. Stephen Wayne, I didn't even know he had a brother. I know his wife, Tabitha King, has published a few books. And I know his son, Owen. Am I right? Owen King is a novelist as well. Matt, are you excited about Christmas? Yes, I am. I've got all the Christmas presents. Bish, bash, bosh. I've actually even got the wrapping paper today, Lenny. So I brought my magical and imaginary girlfriend a Christmas present. I've got my son, my daughter. I've got the mother of my children. In fact, look, I've got everyone except you. Except you and Justin. I haven't got you and Justin a present. I hope you don't mind. So listen, Stephen King lives in Maine. Yes. Mainly in Maine. Yes. It's all right. Well, listen, we're coming up to the last couple of seconds. Thank you ever so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you for joining me on this late night Thursday chat. And as always, just like to say good night, sweet dreams, and good morning. What do you think of Band-Aid 40? Bring it on, mate. Bring it on. But listen, let's not stop looking back. Let's look forward, y'all. And on that note, good night, sweet dreams, and good morning. Thanks, Lenny. Thanks, Justin. It's always great to be in your company. Thanks ever so much, everyone else who watched. And I'm so glad that stench is gone. It's a mashup of the old 1984 song and 2004 song. I know. Crazy. And on that note, sweet dreams. Good night, sweet dreams. Good morning. Bye-bye. Good night, night lurkers. How do I stop this thing? How do I stop it? Night, Len. Night, Justin. Night, everyone.